Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and I have tried to make a video about hashtag change the channel over and over and over again. Each time when I have gotten halfway through the editing, I've always scrapped it because I've not been happy with it. I've certainly not been happy with my response compared to other more professional YouTubers, and I figured there was really nothing I could add to the conversation. Then I saw Animat's video, and I don't know, something kind of clicked. I realized I should not be talking about the controversy. I just want to give my personal opinion on what I want to come from the controversy. So thank you, Animat, if you're watching. Doubtful, but if you are, love your channel. Thank you for giving me an idea. Now, just to be upfront, I'm a pretty big Nostalgia Critic fan. Enough so that I actually bought these things, frame them, I hang them on the wall that you can't see, and I even have the DVDs of that guy with the glasses and the Kickassia and Suburban Nights and Chiboldi Flea, even though, to be honest, I don't like Kickassia or I don't like any of the movies. I think I watch them for like 10-15 minutes and I kind of just, stop. So I didn't buy them for for the quality. I bought them to kind of support the creators because I like supporting creators. I can't always do Patreon, but hey, when they have merchandise, I'll buy something from them just to show that I care. Well, as with everyone else, I was pretty discouraged when I saw the hashtag change the channel and the big 70-page document that came from it. None of the news was new, per se. I was actually aware of a lot of this stuff before the document, but it was discouraging to see not only that it was still happening, but that someone over at Channel Awesome, and it was probably Mike Machad, because he has not come off looking very good. Like, he came off looking the worst out of everyone. Where they said, we're sorry you felt that you weren't treated good, and it's like, that's not an apology. That's about as far from an apology as you get. Now, I've been following hashtag change the channel, and for the record, I have unsubscribed. And yet, people are wondering, do you still think Nostalgia Critic is one of your favorite YouTube shows? And the answer is yes. And when they say, will you continue to watch them? It's like, yes. Maybe not on their channel. Maybe I'll watch it on another channel so that they don't get ad revenue, but I would watch it. And some people would say that I'm betraying the cause and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And you know what? I think we're losing sight of what the cause even was and what we wanted from it. To my understanding, felt that Change the Channel started because a lot of creators who were, frankly not treated very well, wanted A, an apology, B, an acknowledgement for their hard work on the site, and C, doing letters with numbers, I know, that they wanted assurances that things would get better for the future content creators on Channel Awesome. That's what I feel people wanted. Instead, what this has turned into is how low can the subscribers go? How much can we poop on Doug and Rob Walker? And yeah, just all these, you guys are scum. I mean, Angry Video Game Nerd was always a better persona, and I think for whatever it's worth, because everyone's making a change the channel video, I want to say what I want to see come from it. I would personally like to see all those things happen, plus the removal of Mike Machad, or Machad. I don't know what his name is. I've heard it pronounced two different ways. And I would like to see the show get better. I'd like to see Mike Machad go. I'd like to see, not necessarily a public apology, but I would hope he would at the very least personally apologize to all the old creators for how they were treated. And I would like to see things improve and move on. Truly. I mean, one of the problems that I have with movements, this is any movement, is that the movement eventually becomes about revenge. It doesn't become about justice. I want to see justice done, but once it is done, I'd like to see things improve for everyone. And not only is Channel Awesome well within grounds for reestablishing trust and getting themselves back together, they should be allowed that if they so choose to take it. So, I know that getting rid of Mike Machad is going to be difficult because he owns the Nostalgia Critic IP as well as the Channel Awesome name, to my knowledge. But here's the thing. What if they could get rid of him? Think about it. What if they could get rid of Mike Machado? And what if after they got rid of him, in theory, like say they, just hypothetically speaking, of course, like sued Mike Machado for the rights of the Nostalgia Critic character and the Channel Awesome brand because of gross mismanagement and financial penalties that he has incurred on the franchise and the people who are associated with it. What if in theory they could do that? I'm not saying I have any insider knowledge. I'm just saying, what if they could? And they fired Mike, and they got the character, and they said, okay, Mike's gone, and we're going to do things differently. We apologize for everything that happened in the past. We will do our best that this does not happen again. We have hired someone new who does not own the site, and he will manage it. He will be the CEO. And if we hear that he is doing any sort of mismanagement like Mike was, we will remove him and we will replace him with someone else. And maybe even install like someone that is trusted in the CFO position. I don't know who that would be for the record. But what if that were to happen? Would Change the Channel officially be considered a success? Because when it comes to all these movements and these hashtags, people are so focused on the punishment, I think they're missing the ultimate end goal, which is that we want to change things. We want things to get better. And this was never about punishment in the first place. This was about justice and letting the stories be heard. I don't even get the sense that a lot of people who released the document are all that happy about how this has turned out. I even read like this massive, post by Lindsey Ellis, which, by the way, Lindsey, we have a mutual friend with Greg Peck. Just saying. I was reading hers, and in all fairness, Lindsey did not produce my favorite content. She never did. Sorry, just being honest. But, I enjoyed her enough, and when I read that, it's like, she was a lot more humble than I anticipated. Like, she talked about how discouraging this was and how sad it was that this is how it was going out. This is not how she wanted it to go, and I don't think any of them really wanted to. Maybe one or two, but I think most of them were like, we'd be happy with an apology and a commitment to do better. They got a non-apology and no commitment that anything was being done. In fact, CA's response like, oh, well, we've been fixing this for a while, and I don't know if that happened, to be honest. Malcolm certainly seems to think things have been changed, but I don't see that happening because some of the people who left fairly recently, and they were still complaining about the exact same thing that was being complained about 10 years ago or 5 years ago, however long it was. So, I guess where I'm sitting right now, I would like to see Channel Awesome do better. I'd like to see them fire Mike, and I think at this point they have to. I think legally they have to get rid of him because he's a liability. And if he owns the IP, either offer to buy him out, dip into your savings, buy him out. And if he won't be bought out, sue him for mismanaging the company. You are allowed to do that, by the way. But get rid of Mike. Apologize to the people for letting things get out of hand. And promise to do better and bring in people who can do better. Heck, maybe even offer some of the former people their jobs back with a much more favorable contract as an olive branch. They might not take it because the experience has been very poor. But show that you are serious. Like, for example, Holly would be a great person to have return. I know she probably would never do it. But you know what? Hey, apologize and say, we'd like you to come back, and we would like you to run the company this time. And by the way, here's the contract. Have your lawyers read it over. We're not going to be holding severance pay again. We are going to allot days off for you, should you require it, and we won't fire you for medical reasons anymore. Now, again, she had one of the more difficult stories, so she probably wouldn't take it. But at least extend the olive branch. Show that you are serious about changing. One of the things you could do is get one of the older contributors and get them in and help them fix it, because they know what Channel Awesome used to be like. They knew what the original goal was, and maybe they could help steer it in the future it needs. Now, some are saying that Channel Awesome doesn't matter anymore because of personal YouTube accounts, and maybe they're right. But you know what? If the massive response, the outcry, the pain has shown me anything, it's that a lot of people do care about Channel Awesome, and they do genuinely want to see it improve, and they are miserable that it is not improving. I include myself in that. So please, guys, please, I beg of you, do what you must to get to right the ship. It's not too late. It's not impossible. Just improve. And if you improve, I will happily resubscribe and even marathon some videos, because I'm sure I'll have missed a lot by the time this actually takes place. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you decided to swear off Channel Awesome forever? Yeah, just let me know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you like the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for just $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one. I guess I'll say one more thing. It was kind of my dream to be featured on Channel Awesome too, so I really hope that they get their stuff together.